But today, be really serious. Today, 21 years ago, something tragic happened that the world will never forget. For those of you who are not the age of 7 and older, please leave this video. And if you don't think you want to hear about what happened and how many lives were lost this day, then please click off unless you are 10 or older. And if you are a bit sensitive about this knowledge being shared, considering how you may have lost someone from your family on the day of 9/11, Shy, can you please leave?
What are you doing?
I'm recording a video. I'm discussing the events of 9/11. So please leave if you have any people who were involved in the incident of 9/11 and died, because if they were involved in this incident, I want you to leave because I think it's best for your sake. That way it doesn't bring back any trauma. And if you still have people who died during 9/11, please stay if you have the guts and you're willing to take the stories between my parents. I wasn't alive during it, but my parents and people who I've been around have told me many stories about it. So I think I'm going to start the story of my mother and what she was doing. I got my dad's story, but I do remember Sean's, which is my mom's ex-husband. So I'll be telling that, and then I'll be telling the story of my gate teacher, Miss Deason, and then I'm going to wrap it up with a quick tribute. So, my mom was sitting in her room. In fact, she was actually sleeping. And my grandfather, who has since then died, rest in peace, 2019, walked into the room and said, "Jerry, wake up," which is my mom's name. You gotta see what's on the news. And when she turned on the news, she started crying when she heard what was going on. So that day, again, the world was changed forever, and she couldn't go back in her mind. It was really disturbing to her, and once the terrorist attacks had ended and people were rescued, also during the tribute, I forgot to mention this, I will be explaining what happened during 9/11 a little bit. So now moving on to my mom's ex-husband, Sean, which I'm actually close with right now. He's 52 years old, and during the time he was working for the Frito-Lay company. So he was working in a store placing Frito-Lay chips in the aisle, and so he his boss came up to him from inside the truck and was like, he said, "We're both taking work off today because of an accident that happened today. 2 planes crashed into the World Trade Center, the Twin Towers. Go home and look on the news. I can't explain any further. once he got home, he looked on the news and he found out that it was a terrorist attack. And now to the story of Miss Deason. She didn't tell us her story, she told us the story of someone else she was really close with. I don't know who his name was, but one of the planes this one was heading for the White House, and it looked like it was crashing near their school. Kept going forward, and eventually it was at the distance from the White House. I think it was like a few, like 100 miles or so. I think like not 100 miles, like 50 miles or something. And there was a fighter jet trailing them, and it got the plane down. Unfortunately, they couldn't save the passengers. They did kill the terrorists. I know that the terrorists were part of the Taliban or some other terrorist group, and they they actually beat us in the war to save Afghanistan. So now Afghanistan is their country. We can't do anything about it. You know that we were like really good with Afghanistan before the Taliban took over. There was actually someone who linked themselves with 9/11 and whatnot. It was this little girl, and she had to stop going to school because once the Taliban, after the terrorist attack, started going after them again, they basically they had to leave and go to America, where they started doing school and learning English, and they were in college. And yeah. And as a part of the tribute, I'll tell you another story. 7.5 tons of steel. Steel beam was uncovered from the crash site of the planes and the twin towers, and they took it to a forge, and they turned it into a hull of a ship. 7.5 tons of steel. 7.5 tons. The SS New York. No, the US New York. I think that's it. No, SS US, I don't know. USS New York, that's it. A warship stationed as of late around New York, guarding its coast. The USS New York was a big ship, old warship, again 7.5 tons of steel. Anyway, as a quick tribute, I'd like to explain what happened, and I'll say something about this event. So, okay, so 4 planes were hijacked. 2 were heading for the Twin Towers in a double kamikaze. 1 was headed for the White House, and 1 was headed for the Pentagon. 3 of the 4 planes hit. 1 hit the Pentagon. Camera footage actually showed it blowing into 3 of the main walls of the Pentagon, leaving behind 2. the one in Pennsylvania heading to the White House was quickly crashed by a fighter jet. Unfortunately, they could not save the people inside. The two that were going after the Twin Towers, the first one struck and no one knew what was going on. In fact, here's a quote from someone. "What the hell? Did that just plane crash into that tower? Did the plane just crash into the tower?" That just shows how thunderstruck people were when the first plane hit. Sorry, I keep dropping this weight that I'm messing around with. So now it's time to say my tribute to them, to all those lives lost. So, America stands strong today. For what happened on that day was a tragic and a horrible accident that could have been avoided if we had higher security. But I will say to the grieving families of these victims that as long as you stand strong and remember the ones you've lost, the mothers, the fathers, the wives, the girlfriends, the boyfriends, the husbands, the children, and the uncles, the aunts, the grandmothers, and the grandfathers who were lost. Those of the souls who were lost. Those of you in heaven, I bless you with all my might. I bless you with all my strength. And I consider you best people to have ever walked the earth. Because without you, we wouldn't have outdoor plane security. Make sure none of these happened again. There was only one after that. That's when someone tried to hijack the plane, but then decided to turn his computer into a bomb. And once the computer had partly exploded, he was tasked with opening the emergency hatch, and he accidentally fell out. Well, and closed the emergency hatch and the other hatch. Well, the other half of the laptop exploded in the air with him. Anyway, also, for those of you, and there's this one man who contacted some people before he died during the crash that was heading to the White House. He said that the plane was hijacked and stuff, and that's what warned the Air Force to go shoot down the plane. Fortunately, he died, but at least he got shown for who he truly was in the end. A kind, respectful young man. And, man, I'm sorry that Call Me Chris is playing in the background. That's just what my little brother likes to watch. Anyway, man, I'm about to end this off, but if you're still grieving, remember, love, and forget, live, laugh, and love, and forgive, but never forget the ones who killed. Never forgive the ones who killed. Never laugh about the victims and the people who killed. Never laugh. Never make jokes. And never tell false accounts of what happened. These stories I share with you today are all true. And I can pull people up here to back me up. In fact, I'm gonna go get Sean to back me up. Hey Sean, get in this closet. I need you for the video. Get in the closet. I need you for the video.
Who?
Get in.
No.
Fine, I'm
What do you need him for?
pulling out the camera then.
What do you need him for?
There he is. Back me up. I just told your story. You need to.
No, I'm not going on.
Just show your voice.
Uh-uh.
Yes.
No, I'm not for real.
Fine. Just say it's true. Come on.
No.
Your story. I told your story.
Okay, fine, I'm not going on. Go.
But it's true, Sean. Being a butt. He's being a butt. He just wants to watch television, TV, whatever. Hey, feet people, feet fetish. Hashtag feet fetish. Okay, I gotta wrap this video up. But on a serious note, I know I slightly goofed off during this video because, come on, that's what I usually do. Just not used to making one of these where it's actually sad and horrible. But to those 2,997 lives lost, we all miss you. We all think that you deserve one chance. And if it wasn't the chance that you deserved, then so what? You lost your life, and that helped us improve. So live on in our memory, and in the fountains that stand in the footsteps of what used to be the World Trade Center. Bye, my friends. Go check out my friend's YouTube channel. I think 3v4n. Evan is amazing. His cousins and him do a great job at running their YouTube channel. Please go check it out and show him immense support. I couldn't do half the stuff I do right now if he had to help me push through and give me some confidence. And I'm going to be uploading a lot less because of some issues like football and me having to lose weight. So next video might be tomorrow, might be next week, might be in a month, might be in 2 months. But just know that when I do these upload gaps, it's because I'm just not creative, and I'm looking for some help in creativity wise. Because it's the way I'm creative. I like drawing, and I can't show that off. So my drawings are crudely drawn and awful sometimes. For the fact that I think when I was like seven, I drew someone naked. And I had the worst art style in the world. So it looked awful. It looked like a freaking cartoon if it was made in the 1800s. So, I guess, bye. And I'll see you when I next upload.